It's Mageius, but it'll work on that one. Just give me 1 minute to turn up the game audio because they're asking for it. So, you know how that is. Well, best I can do, so. Sorry, everyone. So, everything looks good. Just making sure all the last fine-tuned stuff on that one. So, yes, this is A Link to the Past. No major glitches. And you'll enjoy the glitched credits at the end. So, I guess, let me know if we're ready to go. Guess I'll just ask on that one. Okay, there's all that. Okay, they've given me the final go-ahead, so again, I'm Mageius1, or you can just call me Mageius, and, well, this is A Link to the Past, no major glitches. So I guess, in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully they've started time because I don't have, the stream up. Chat, do let me know if they remembered to do it. Anyway, this is A Link to the Past, no major glitches. It's the standard category. Go rescue Zelda, go get all 7 crystals, go beat Ganon, yada yada yada. Oops, just having to adjust some stuff. Anyway, so we'll start off, like always, going to rescue Zelda. Crap. Sorry about that, everyone. Anyway. Stupid beginning stuff in the marathon. Anyway, you'll see me, doing the standard strat of trying to pump, which is essentially mashing a direction multiple times, but mashing diagonals multiple times so we can actually get the extra pixel movement. If you want to read any donations or anything else like that, escape is basically all movement based, so go ahead, feel free, because this is basically one of the most boring parts of the run. How are you all doing this evening, I might add? As I said, this is just like most, basic part. Go rescue Zelda, mash, diagonals, do a bunch of mashing for our pumping, go do everything else like that. Good. This may be a no major glitches run, but you'll get to see something fun later on. Which is literally one of the easiest categories to do in the game. True 80%, but I'll explain more about that later. Anyway, right now you'll see me on the way to get to Zelda's chamber, well, Zelda's prison cell. Always makes me wonder why the heck, couldn't do anything to get out of there herself. I mean, after all, the way the guards are. So you'll basically just see me, trying to optimize my movement as best as I can right now. Grab the boomerang, and that's mainly because it's just dead useful throughout the run. Able to stun targets, able to collect things. It's just useful everywhere. Let me know if it's sounding good or not. You'll see me just trying to optimize movement like everything in this game. So I hope everybody in chat is having fun so far, enjoying the marathon. Little hit on the wall and shade guard, but it's the best you can do. And there's Zelda. Now you'll see we'll pick up the lamp here, so we can actually save a bit of time, as the lamp will appear in 3 places, because the game absolutely insists that you have a lamp. So as I said, if you want to, give any donations or say hi, Mr. Host, you're welcome to do that. Because, like, the first 6 and change minutes is essentially walking, hearing Zelda tell us about to go get the Master Sword, because we really can't dash yet until we get the green pendant, the bow, and beat some Armos Knights. After all, it's A Link to the Past. I don't think I have to go over most details, as I think a lot of us are familiar with the game, its randomizer, you know, basically a lot of the stuff with this game. I mean, heck, you've got an Oko run in ATDQ, which is going to be done by a world record holder. That is, unless they decided to add, to turn that into the race with Andy as well. I'm hoping on that one, because Low Oko, or as I just like to call it, Loco, is, well, it's an interesting run to see that. I mean, I've beaten the game in Oko before, but then again, did what I could to survive that, because, above average, but not the best in this game, but hope you're all enjoying it. Since I don't have the stream up, but I will ask, what my times are, going along. Just so that way I can keep a running total on that one. Like escape, I'm one of those runners that's like, I can get a sub-5 escape, sub-6 escape, just barely. And yeah, I've learned it's just like, geez, rats. You had to give me the War Star RNG there. Ideally, we want the rat to come to us and not run. Loco. Low one-hit KO. Or as I like to call it, Loco. Because you have to be crazy to want to actually play the game with low percent, items. Standard Master Sword Cannon and everything. With basically dying in one hit. And there's Zelda rescued. So, it's good. I will ask if whether or not I did at least get a low 6-minute time for that. And of course, I, unlike most players, I will, like almost 99% of the community, except for the top 20, will pick up the sign card. And we're walking towards Eastern Palace right now, although they tell us to go check for Al-Sarala in the village, but we know he's not there. He's hiding in a hut, by the Eastern Palace. And here's the Octoroks. Now you'll see me collecting rupees along the way whenever I would say whenever I feel like it, but that's just basically to pay for the extortionist monkey later in the game. For those that know, Kiki does extort 110 rupees from us. Missed the boomerang there, but oh well. Nothing too major on that one so far as dumb mistakes, but it's still early in the game. Mashing. Doubtful. But either way, it's still good. No matter what. As I personally go, so let's have some fun now. We're into Eastern Palace. As a lot of commentary has said before, said about this, we can't run, the game makes us, appreciate the boots after this. So it is what it is. Doing that the wrong way. And it screwed up that part. As you guys know, it's to hit the left Stalfos first, then the... Well, hit the right Stalfos, then the left Stalfos, so that way we don't have to deal with them, but... dumb mistakes here and there. Don't worry. I've seen a lot of good runners screw that up. And it is what it is. This game's all about going the distance in the run. Because you can make a lot of dumb mistakes, throughout the run and still get a good time. And it's all about movement and all that. And you'll see one of the first major tricks coming up with the big key room, skip. Normally you'll have to just kill all the enemies. Here we just take 2 damage boosts, one from a Popo and one from an anti-fairy, or 2 from an anti-fairy, take your pick. To get through this chamber without having to kill all the enemies. Ideally you want to actually try to only hit twice, once from the Popo and once from anti-fairy. The Popo to basically go pick up the pot, and the anti-fairy basically to step on the switch, or anti-fairy twice. The only major difference is basically one, both take up. The Popo only deals you half a heart of damage, while the anti-fairy hits for 2. And you'll see me switch the bow. Excuse me. Kill these Igors. Nice. Nice rupee drop. And 1.5 hearts. I'm good, so I don't need to pick up the heart refill in here, which is located in the one pot we don't lift up. But, next is our first major, I won't say RNG, but we have cannonballs. Yay! At 26, good enough. And now you'll see the Armos fight. Now normally... normally you're supposed to actually not get hit when you go to slaughter the Armos Knights to get the quick kill, but I was just a tiniest bit too high. Well, what can you do? But, yeah, still holding up. Glad I didn't die there. Close one. I was down to half a heart, and considering the Armos Knights do, well, half a heart of damage, not a good thing. And here's Srala. It's basically telling us the seven maidens that were, sacrificed were basically the descendants of 7 sages. Basically, go collect the other 2 pendants, then get the Master Sword. And he gives us his shoes, aka the Pegasus boots. And you'll see the first instance of a minor glitch, aka spin speed. It's a 1.0 glitch, but it basically allows us to, if we start a dash at the same frame, we would do a spin attack. It basically lets us, be able to run in any direction instead of just the straight line that a normal spin. I were to go further. I were to go further. Basically, it lets us, do a basically free run with the spin. Well, with spin, with dash speed. Yeah, explain things tonight. Now you will see me do some, strats that are not the best, but as with a lot of runners, you don't have to be perfect in this game. In fact, some of these smaller things actually can lose time if you screw them up. Normally you'd go for 2 spin speeds there, but if you screw up any of them, you'll actually lose more time. So, And the total time saved is basically about slightly under a second, so That's one of those that's just like, God. Should have been a bit further, but you'll see me dashing towards Desert Palace, picking up the Book of Adora. Basically, Link needs to go translate a slab to basically tell them, pray to the gods. Pray to the gods so you can get into desert. And our second pendant. Now you'll see me dashing. Move up here. Pause, buffer, or stop, because I don't want to bonk. Bonking bad. No, this is no save and quit. We would save and quit if, we actually have a category for save and quit as well, but we don't on that one. It's just namely, shows more skill on that one, because if you screw up, you actually lose more. The save and quit would actually take more time. Well, not more time. It would save more time. Damn, that was crappy. Give me a minute all. There's a Beamos. Now, I will say this much. In Master Sword, which is, just get to the Master Sword as fast as possible, you can save and quit. It's supposed to be our most beginner-friendly category, but I'd say it's the second most beginner-friendly category. That's what happens when you stop a dash too late. You bonk. But oh well. We get to see some fun. I'll try to mention whenever I do anything super crazy, but, it is what it is. So you'll see me dash towards getting the Power Glove, our first lift upgrade. Very simple, very standard. Ideally, you want to actually get the best and closest dashes as you can. Although you'll see me not try to dash downstairs, at least a bunch. That's due to how the game reads Link's movement. Basically, walking upstairs, you'll want to do something called stair pumping, which is mashing left or right while holding up, because the game literally moves you one pixel, then a bunch of nothing. Apparently Link cannot walk upstairs, but he can walk downstairs. Now, normally the most risky spin speed in the game is done there by some players. Saves a bit of time, but if you screw it up, you fall, and doing that just once will basically tell you you don't want to do that. Oh, there's the Probos, and I don't need the rupees present. And a little bit off for the key dash. Essentially, if you have a key and you dash perfectly, from alignment. Hold on a minute, I'll explain that in a minute. Basically, every object in A Link to the Past is, every object like pots and torches are essentially 4 pixels wide. The game will let you dash through a door if you have a key at 4 pixel increments, so, lining up perfectly tends to let you do that. Here comes our first big RNG boss, Land Mole. Land Mole. I'm not getting this. And this is what happens when you're screwing up timing on shot. That in the game not giving a good pattern. The nice thing about this game is sometimes even casual strats are useful. Not good. Not good. If I was against my own splits, I would have probably reset by now, but it is what it is. If you don't mind me, I'm going to be getting a drink in a minute. Well, if I get a chance to, but you'll next see us start heading our way to the Mountain Tower, aka Tower of Hera. So you'll get to see one of the second instances of a minor glitch. Fake flippers. The game checks for checks to see if you have flippers, one frame after you will land in water, so you have one frame of movement. Basically, if you move between screens, the game assumes you actually swum there, so immediately assumes, hey, you must have flippers. And here's the, here's the actual electrical pickles. And see me mess this up a few times because it's literally... come on. There we go. You literally have to be perfect on your spotting, because you literally have to be like one frame off, but... to be able to move that. Every now and then I do screw that up. I know this run is garbage right now, but... it's a marathon. Have fun with it. Besides that, what else can you do? So again, if you got any donations to read, you're welcome to do that while we pick up the old man. Or if chat's got any questions, you're welcome to ask them. As we're about to get to a whole bunch of rolling cabbages. Now this run, in and of itself, is a very fun and easy run to actually do. And in fact, even, just doing it casually, you can get a sub 2 hour just doing it properly. There's the microphone. Yeah. There's the mirror. And you'll see our second use of spin speed. The only drawback is that if you're not careful, you will automatically quick drop, which is essentially dashing tapping the dash button just before just before you would fall off a ledge. And the game sometimes will tell, best way we all use to actually double check to see if we've got that is trying to swing our sword, because if we have that, you will not, be able to slash. Sometimes the game is cruel on us and basically will act like you did, can't slash your sword, but then you did not get the trick. So you got to see that there. And we're walking, pumping every now and then. You'll see some mini moldworms here. As I said, sometimes even in a marathon run, you just gotta have fun with it. And we're down to the tile room. Now, I could have chosen to actually just, boomerang to that switch, but, it is what it is. Normally this is, in randomizer, the coffee break room. Normally I would just not swing my sword here, but, you need to get a drink of water partway through a marathon. You do what you can. Damn many moldworms. And the bone-throwing Stalfos. Stalfos, because I know Stalfos is basically what they're just referred to, but I don't know what the plural for them is. And there's... not good here. Oh well, take what you can get. Love. Not good. This run has been garbage so far. Hope you're all enjoying it. After all, we do this stuff for you, the fans, and the viewers. I've got to play it safe here. Next, you'll see us do a bomb jump. Or at least try to do a bomb jump. As I said, before I'll say again, this run is garbage. And I'm just going to take the mirror rather than actually go through all this again. As I'm going to need that bomb. But so far, this run, if I was actually doing a, non-marathon run of this, I would be, well, I would have probably reset by now. Because this is going to be a garbage-like world. Excuse me. So, again, hopefully everybody's enjoying this. Ideally, you want to place the bomb properly. You can either bonk, which gives you a bit more of a pixel window to get through that. I did not do that. And this run is still garbage. And you'll see that we can dash through that bumper. This is what happens when you want to be safe in a marathon. The game will screw you over. So I can already tell you all, unless I get a good thing, this will be a garbage run. And you'll see us kill the giant Moldorm. I personally like to think about what he looks like. Because he looks literally like a googly-eyed thing that just has eyes. And you'll see us get the third pendant. So now it's on to getting the Master Sword. And I can tell you this will be about a 35-36 minute light world. About 3 to 4 minutes off of my PB. And that's not counting Aghanim on that one. And if you're wondering how we get those quick drops, essentially tapping A when you're at the edge of a pit will immediately drop you, well, I shouldn't say pit, but at a hole, will immediately drop you down. Which is a useful thing. The only way it won't is if it's facing northward. You'll see me pull a tree here, get some money. Now, the game has tree pool, actual tree pack prize pools. Essentially, it goes by the number of enemies you've killed and, since the last time, and also number if you've been hit or not. If I recall correctly, just one enemy, I could have messed up the actual manipulation. See, 4 enemies killed with no hits is 80 rupees. With at least 1 hit or more, you will get 20. And that's the Master Sword. Am I below 30 minutes with hitting that? And you'll see Salasarala contact us, let us know we just picked up the Blade of Evil's Bane. Now you'll see me pulling a tree in a little bit, getting another 80 rupees. Basically giving me at least 110 rupees so I can go pay off the giant extortionist monkey. And if you wonder why I keep calling Kiki an extortionist monkey, well, any creature that basically wants you to actually spend, that basically makes you spend money just for A, for it to follow you, and then B, just to jump up and open a switch for a dungeon, is, well, it's highway robbery. Yeah, that'll be more than enough. This is what happens when I don't turn properly. Don't bonk. That's me screwing up. Yeah, so this run is not showing my true skill level. Far from it. But we do it all for the fans. Just a little bit off. But you'll see now that I've got the Master Sword, I can go slice down a barrier. Get into Aghanim's tower. And here we go, Aghanim's tower. Let's go see what happens. I screwed that up, but And now if I wasn't taking powder or any in net and bottle, you would see me actually try to, you know, manipulate that so that that fairy drop does not happen. As the heck? This is what happens when I mess up my dashes. I'm a little out of practice here. Well, not so much. It's just had more stuff to do, you know, IRL, so yeah. Sorry, everyone. This is looking like I suck at this game. But let's start getting blue ball guesses in chat for those that know what's coming up with Aghanim. He'll be throwing out some energy balls during the fight. And, you know, after the first blue ball, not blue ball, first, after the first actual regular energy ball that we can reflect back at him, you know, each round he'll basically have a coin flip of whether or not to throw what we like to call the blue ball. Yeah, take what you can get some days. Just take what you can get, and I should have dashed there. This run is garbage. But still, do we have any more donations? Because you'll be seeing me just wait around for a actual cutscene here. Hey look, it's Zelda! And Aghanim telling us, ha ha ha, you're too late. Boy, at last, Ganon shall be free! Fun fact for those that are actually interested in trying to run this game, matching text, you know, it will recognize any face button input when you're, basically any matching all the face buttons will actually help you, you know, get through text faster. And even on the last, the text boxes for each conversation, excuse me, it'll accept any button input. Any button input. I know I got this DBZ arcade. I'm just screwing up the run as a whole. But then again, now that just cost me time because I angled that the wrong way. Now the most, you know, especially if you hit him all the time, that you can get in blue balls is 15. There's a chart out there for the percentage of that. But it's like less than 1%. Then again, there's a clip on our Discord by a runner named Scrivo getting that twice. Yes, we've had someone actually get 15 blue balls twice. You can think of those odds. Now, what's my Light World time? Because Light World is usually called at the sword raise here. I'm just hoping it's sub 40. As I've been playing like garbage. But we're getting to House of Darkness and the Dark World, yada yada yada. And that's the Light World done. And we're now in the Dark World. And another use of spin speed to get through all these guards. Oh, moblins, goblins, don't know. 34. Not bad. Not good. And you'll see us finally pick up that blue extortionist monkey. See? 10 rupees. Yes, and I'll follow you, too. And that's 6 seconds for screwing up the dash there. Fun! Because normally you want to stop, have Kiki actually stop close to you, because time. Not time, but just... you get what I mean. As I said, hopefully, you know... as I said, it's the monkey. Cost you 6 seconds on that one. So I'm glad the incentive for glitched credits was actually, you know, met, because you'll enjoy that. It's a run that even, you know, that requires just, you know, a few interesting things. And that one, it's a run that, not even just a run, it's easily, yeah, the easiest way to show that off is going to involve me showing off one category that never gets love. And that was horrible too. Yay! This run is garbage all the way. But, what can you do some days? And you'll see us pick up the big key here. I should say us, but just menuing. Menuing's hard! It's not really, but you'll see a lot of Link to the Past runners get annoyed with this game because it's a lot of movement. And then I screwed that up. But what can you do? So next you'll see one of the biggest tricks in the game. Well, one of, I should state. If you'll excuse me, I gotta shut up for now. Got it, but too late. Well. Yay! That cost me time too. Okay, this is going garbage. Okay, now I'm screwing up. Time for a backup. What you see me fail to do several times, and that was really bad, was the hammer jump. Why, oh, why is it when you actually do things normally, do you screw up in an actual run? Oh, don't worry. After this run, I'm basically going to be doing a salty run back. So, hope you all enjoy that one. Ah, again. Stopping is hard! Anyway, the hammer jump is basically a double pixel perfect jump that basically lets us bomb jump, which lets us hit over there and skip having to do this entire maze. This game is not hard, it's just annoying as anything. Now normally we would not go down and get that key there. We would just, as I said, hammer jump. Because we're picking up the hammer. Yeah. Well, I suck. But, yeah. At least I'm going to get to show something off. This is really cool in the end. So that'll be nice. And so we're on our way to Helmasaur. Literally one of the bosses in the game that just is annoying. Oops. Remember to push the statue properly. Aids, remember to push it properly. Normally I would not get that heart, but I hate Helmasaur. So while we're sitting here waiting on a cutscene, this is a good time for donations if you have any. Oops, we got any donations? Or want to chime in? Or plug the marathon? Because this run's already going to be garbage. So there's that. Yay. Let's see how well I do in the turtle room. And near perfect. What can you do? What would you do? When you screw up, you screw up. Now, one nice thing about the sword is when you hold it out, you can actually get a longer hitbox on the hammer. Now, it takes 17 hammer hits to kill this masked Helmasaur, or the Helmasaur King. Or 4 bombs. But since bombs are actually, you know, little hard to get on him. And yes, of course. Am I over the 40-minute mark yet? I may joke about how badly I'm playing at this, and of course, what can you do? It's a marathon. But you'll see me still get a sub 2 hour in this game, even with all these mistakes. Ooh, nice crystal catch. You want to actually get the crystal as soon, you know, as close to Link as possible. So I guess even in a bad run, this is going to be good because it shows you all, you can still get a good time in this game, and you should try running it yourself. It's a fun run. You know, it is frustrating, but I highly recommend everybody at least try it. Either in its randomizer form or NMG. Well, or Master Sword, or a few other styles of run. But seriously, try the game. It's a classic. You'll see me dash whenever possible. Remember, you don't have to always dash straight to actually get, you know, to use a dash. You don't need to be able to dash off the screen. Basically, hitting a direction that's any direction other than the direction you're going will end a dash. So I see a lot of people, forgetting that, so I'll just state that one. Next, you'll see one of the other Japanese 1.0 glitches, item dash. Running with items. Didn't they make that a standard feature in Ocarina of Time? I think they did. And next we're going to use the ocarina. Well, get the ocarina. And the community would be, yelling at me for this one. And we got the shovel. Hydration bot. And you'll see the flute boy get turned, somehow warped to the dark world. And we're walking, we're dashing. Basically, we're on our way to activate the flute. And the typical joke about the fastest guard in all of Hyrule. Yes, we actually nicknamed a guard. Yep, we nicknamed a guard. We nicknamed him Usain Bolt. Now, normally you have the option of getting that in battle early. And in fact, if you're going to get it, it's recommended that you get it before you get the Book of Pandora, then get the Book of Pandora if you're getting it early. The standard spot for getting that is, of course, on your way to Thieves Town. I mean, this game has a lot of lore to it. And for those that wonder why we use the Japanese version, of course, it's text. Don't grab the walls. And here's the Swag Duck. Well, nicknamed Swag Duck. So, again, if you got any questions or want to chat, go ahead. If we got any donations, that's good too.
Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and update everyone. Right now, we're standing at $313. So we're doing pretty well for day 3. I do want to go ahead and talk about some donation incentives that need to be met real quick. So for tomorrow, we have the Shenmue 2 Duck Race minigame that's standing right now at $15. We need 10 more for that to happen. Also, we have the Star Wars Rogue Squadron turn the V-Wing into the flying car. We need $15 for that one to be met. Also, we are now $5 away from reaching that blindfolded Bakun fight for Star Fox 64. So if you want to see that, it's only $5 to make that happen. And later on tonight, we have the Spider-Man costume choice. So that's going to be between Scarlet Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, and Custom Spider-Man. There's no donations on that one yet. So now's your time. If you want to choose your favorite Spidey, please do so. I'll be posting a link in the chat here shortly. But again, thank you very much for all your support.
Now, I do have to say, because I have played Rogue Squadron, that car is actually George Lucas's favorite type of car, if I recall correctly. I believe it's a Lincoln on that one, but it's worth seeing. But you saw me pick up the magic, the magic powder. Basically, that lets us turn a lot of things into fairies. And again, I am playing like garbage, but yeah. What can you do when you're nervous for a game that you play in a marathon? Just relax. And here's our second dungeon in the Dark World, Thieves Town. Normally Crystal 4, but we do the dungeons a little out of order. As getting this dungeon done gives us the ability to go collect the Tempered Sword. Now coming up, I will ask you guys for some actual, less RNGs in chat, because coming up is what we like to affectionately refer to in the community as Hellway. You'll see why when I get to there. Now this walk is screwing up things everywhere. Well, not this room, though. You'll see me turn that fairy into an anti-fairy. Sorry, anti-fairy into fairy. Now this is Hellway. If you can't tell, conveyor belts, enemies, there's literally 1 pixel that can give us, you know, a dash through there perfectly without taking damage, and even then, you can screw it all up just based off of bad RNG. I said, I guess the nice thing is that even if this is a garbage run, it'll show you all that you can. If I can manage a good time with this, even you can. So that's always a good thing. Excuse me. And I'll pick that fairy up because I don't want to die, even though I've got a bottled fairy. It's just always good to have safety. And that was bad menuing. But you'll get to see me screw up a bunch. Still gonna have a decent time, hopefully, and also it'll allow you all to see exactly how you can still get a good time in this game. Even not doing the best strats. Which is one thing that is very important with this game. You know, especially when you're trying to get good at it. Just do what strats feel right. And there's the Titan's Mitts. You'll see us dash up some conveyor belts. Get some arrows because we'll need them later. And now we're at blind. Technically this fight is scripted. And I always suck at it. And this is him going off script. Now the nice thing about blind is no matter what weapon you use on him, is it him? Is it a her? Not sure. Basically it'll always take just, you know, 9 hits. 3 hits per phase. And as I said, although I may be screwing up, you know, it does help you all see that you can get a good time in this game. And I hope that you all actually will try it. As a run. I mean, it's a classic game. You know, it's fun. The community is pretty good, too. And there's Thieves Town. You'll now go see us rescue a frog. Now there's money in here, and we'll need 500 rupees to go get ourselves the flippers. Because of Swamp Palace. And I know I'm probably talking way too much explaining things. But when you're having a garbage run, what else can you do but make everybody enjoy it? And here's the frog. I believe the randomizer community has nicknamed him Jeremiah. Little trick I actually picked up watching one of our other runners, do. It's basically tossing it that way to save time. And we're returning the Dwarven Smith so he can temper up our sword. If I recall correctly, if you talk to him, before then, they'll actually say, "Yay! Yay!" They'll ask us, "Are you sure?" Okay, give me your sword. Take our sword. Then we go back in to get the tempered sword. Now, normally you would think you'd have to go drop off like the purple chest or something, but nah, you just need to make a screen transition. And I stopped that a little too low, but oh well. Yep, thinking of dumb mistakes. As I said, this run is pretty horrible. But hopefully, I can, at least I will be able to showcase you can still get a good time in this game. Yeah. Even with lots of mistakes. There's a second 300 rupees. And after the 4th dungeon, Ice Palace, I would like to know exactly how much time, what time I'm at, if possible. After that, it's coming up in a little bit, but that's just then we decide whether or not I should go collect the butter sword or not. Actually, likely I will because I am not getting a good time on this, but not get caught by that wall master. Now, normally I would not even go grab the. Consider getting the golden sword. Ooh. And this is replaying horribly again. But we're walking, we're walking, we're walking, we're running. We're trying to not get hit. We're trying to dash properly. You'll see another bomb jump here. Basically just placing the bomb, close to the pit. It's a very forgiving bomb jump. The reason you'll see us bonk on some of them is because that gives us a bit of an extra bit of pixel window to get that. Namely because of momentum, I think. Now, in fact, I think yes, I think I will show... should I? Nah. Nah. A little off there. Yeah. Now, normally you could do what you'd like there, dash, what have you. Sorry about the beeping, everyone. Wow, you got to see something cool. And also me screwing up. I forgot I'm also a little low on arrows, so I'll pick those up. But again, you do not want to spin attack on Malfila, because he's immune to spikes, or spike-like damage. Of course, a room filled with spikes would have to have a giant enemy that actually is immune to them. And the reason why you don't want to spin here is because the way the game reads damage. Essentially, it reads that as, in this case, spike damage. And hey, the boss just happens to be immune to spikes. And another good crystal catch. Wow. That's actually pretty close on that one. So remember to donate for the charity, Extra Life. And there's our third crystal. 3 of 7 maidens rescued. Now on to get the flippers. We'll need the flute. Using our duck. You can either dash here or, you know, slash like I did. And normally there's other strats for this, but when you screw up, you screw up. Now, I guess I'll start taking any questions if people want to learn more about the game. And seeing how badly I'm screwing up. You know. Hold on a minute. Favorite Zelda game. Favorite Zelda game. I really don't have one. I mean, I like them all. I've beaten quite a few of them. You know, I like Link to the Past because it's fun. I also like, you know, Ocarina of Time. Heck, Breath of the Wild's also pretty fun too. But I do have to say, you know, okay, so yes, I am behind. Pretty far behind, but it's still okay. Now, you can actually still get a good time in this game, you know, no matter what. I guess since this is more, I'm behind, but, What do you think, guys? Want me to be more instructive in this run? Yeah, I guess I'll do something to be instructive to help you all out. I mean, after all, I'm this far behind, might as well take a minute to also, you know, help with instructing and help with anybody that's interested in this game. So I'll be going to Misery Mire after Palace. Just to showcase the how to get silver arrows and gold sword. Actually, should I? Let's take a poll in chat. Do you want to see me use tempered sword and see silverless cannon, or showcase how to get, you know, the proper actual, you know, movement for gold sword and silvers, and just not see me use them on cannon? What do you guys think? Chat, it's up to you to decide. You've got till Cold Stare in here before I, you know, do that. You know, as I said, showcasing a lot of it just because I'm so far behind. You know, might as well be a good thing to actually help, because, you know, even getting a crappy time but still getting a decent time helps. And you'll see one of the screwed that up too, but oh well. Guess it's, you know, stress of a marathon. Coming up is legitimately one of the most useful tricks in the game, everybody. This is the Ice Palace Bomb Jump. And of course, having me in a marathon, I'm screwing it up. There we go. Basically where Link's at is with that black bar, as long as it's lined up with that, you know, and where I was to begin with, you will always get this jump. Now you'll see that I use that to skip over some pegs. Yet, the developers wanted you to go around, do this whole bunch of stuff in here. When you screw up, you screw up. Anyway, what this allows us to do is essentially skip half the dungeon. And skipping half the dungeon. Useful. Half a heart, cold stare. Nah. See, normally you'd have to go around, hit some stuff, you know, to get back around here, get a key, to be able to drop off, you know, to be able to finally drop into that room to basically get, you know, to move that block to get, you know, onto a switch to get to the next room. Or go and grab the cane of Samaria. I mean, even in the actual official player's guide for this game, they tell you you can go get the cane of Samaria. Oops. Bad menuing. And we're at cold stare. So once this crystal conversation is done, I will need to know. This is why we get fairies. And cold stare is done. The giant, you know, cream puffs, what have you. So, what do you guys want? See how you can actually get gold sword and still get some time save? Or see tempered sword silverless? Either way, I'm going to show silverless off. So, and here's our fourth maiden. And if we got any more donations or incentives you want to plug, any crystal conversation is worth it.
Well, my vote is on saving some time, so, but, I mean, that's really up to chat. But for me, I know you'd want to save some time, and right now you're at a sub 107, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, it's either way on that one. I would just like to know on that one, because I can still get a good time no matter what. Just depends on where I go next.
Yeah, let's go with Temper Sword.
Okay, so on the swamp then. As you know how it is when you're screwing up, you just, like, make it a good thing from it. And since I know a lot of people worry about getting a good time screwing up, you know, even with screw-ups, might as well help with showcasing you can still get a good time even with screw-ups. So on to Swamp Palace. Oddly enough, this is the second crystal dungeon that that the game intends you to go to. However, going in later, we have better weapons. And you'll see here another, 1.0 version exclusive glitch, being able to, well, erase blocks. And other stuff, but doesn't help in a dungeon, but since I am here... missed the timing on that one, but... Trying to go for actual safety fairy to recatch happens. So hopefully everybody is enjoying this so far. After all, you know, we're here to have fun, promote, and help, you know, raise money for a good cause. And as I said, you know, have fun. Bad menuing. Let's normally have the hammer on. But again, this is the whole fact of when you screw up, but having fun is having fun. And so we'll be getting one of Link's best items in this dungeon, the hook shot. I still love the actual text it says on the US version. It goes boing boing. Again, you know, it doesn't matter which way you do that, just as long as you get the key. I mean, normally you would try not to bonk, but you can either walk there, dash there. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, there's a slash there. Hopefully, I'll at least making you know, helping you all and enjoying this run. Note, you always want to make sure you turn that back. Always. Else, well, you won't be able to do much later on in this dungeon. And now you'll see Link swim across there on his way to get the big key for the hook shot. Fun fact, this dungeon and Skullwoods do not require the big key to get to the boss chamber. They expect you to either have the hook shot here, and the final part of the dungeon in Skullwoods is blocked by the fire rod. Now you see here, this is why you want to make sure you always hit that switch. Because, well, if you don't, those pigs are up. And there's really only one switch in this dungeon to be able to turn them. I think the devs added that just to annoy players. Shame on the devs for that one. And now we have the hook shot. You'll get to see some fun with this. The hook shot, unlike every other item, you know, that we will use for item dashing with, this one actually has a benefit to it. In which case, it lets us actually set up for spin speeds. And one thing about spin speeds is that you have to remember to touch stairs in order to actually activate it. So if you're all enjoying this garbage of a run, sorry. Oh, gotta be some when you're not playing the best. But fun fact here, and I'll grab these safety hearts. Grabbing a heart for a hook shot has a 1 in 4 chance of actually letting you heal 2 hearts instead. Come on, current. Ah. Now there is a 0 cycle for Argus involving item dash, technically with the hook shot, you know, and rapidly mashing buttons. And and you'll see him sitting around doing nothing because I missed getting that puff just before I started the second phase. Well, not second phase. A spin, so is what it is. And now you'll see the longest crystal cutscene in the game. Is this crystal? Well, this maiden loves to tap. This is also the game that introduced Zelda's Lullaby, so again, if you've got any donations or want to plug any incentives, now's the time, because I've got about a minute of mashing through here.
All right, just want to remind everyone that we are Distant Star Care's Extra Life 2018. We are raising money for Extra Life and our local children's hospital here in Greenville, South Carolina. Right now, we're standing at $313 for the end of day 3. And also, just a reminder that tonight, that anyone that's in the U.S. That is affected by daylight savings time, that'll actually occur tonight at 2 a.m. So if you're wondering, if you go to our schedule and wondering why there's 2 runs at 1 a.m., that's exactly why. So be sure to do that, and so you don't miss any time with that glorious sleep.
Oh, wow. You can clip that if you want. I'm stuck on a dead rock. But you'll see us item dash with the hook shot. As I said, it immediately gives us spin speed. And you'll see us go and collect ether. Yeah, we nicknamed them Dead Rocks because they just stand there. And, well, they can't move. I've heard them called squirrels, I've heard them called a bunch of things. Basically, when they're standing there doing nothing, we can't move. And Link prayed to the gods again, and they gave him ether. Now, if I was actually any good, at this game, you would see me actually be able to set up a glitch that was discovered earlier this year with the Canis Maria, Fire Rod, and a bunch of other stuff. But since I apparently can't play the game to save my life during this time, you won't see it. Essentially, it allows you to make the game think that that you're hitting something with a fire rod that is completely at a different location, but as I said, I'm screwing up with this game right now, so again, what can you do? And here's Misery Mire, the home of the giant eyeball, Vitreous. A bunch of anti-fairies, giant eyeball. Which I might add, Vitreous' name in and of itself is a pun on the fact that Vitreous is actually the eye goo that surrounds a human eye. A little gross, I know, but also a fun fact. Let's pick up that safety fairy. Now, coming up in just about a minute is another cutscene that we have to wait for, thanks to a wall moving out. So, again, if anybody's interested in donating, or if you want to read any incentives, if you got them, it's about at least 10 seconds to 15. And I can take the time, stretch, a drink of water if I really need to. So I said. Now, usually if you're very good at this game, you can usually tell, you know, once at that point, if you're very good, you'll know you have about 20 minutes until you're done this game. However, that's usually what's, you know, good for better runners than I am. But still. Oh, don't worry. I've got this covered. That's what powder's for. And this anti-fairy right here. Yeah, can't seem to actually do stuff to save my life on this one. Now, some players will walk through the spikes, some players will do what I do. Either way, we'll damage boost here to get this key. And we're on to the boss. Although not yet, it's just we're basically headed towards him. Now, if you notice how I could powder that skull and get a fairy out that way, the powder will work through pots, you know, to turn bunny beams, those yellowish things. Bad menu it again. We'll immediately turn them into fairies. Now, normally, if I was someone who could actually get the actual new fire rod glitch, you would see me just use a fire rod shot there, hitting the spike, because it'll make it think that, you know, you're further up and it will hit that crystal switch for you. Same thing in this room, hitting an anti-fairy. And in this room here, too. But since I just can't seem to get the timing on, a simple trick. Trust me, it's actually simple to set up. It's just timing and button presses and all that stuff. But anyway, here's Viddy. You'll see me taking a damage boost from the goo. Because it only deals 1 heart of damage, whereas the eyeballs deal, I think it's what, 3 or 4? Because we don't get blue mail. And there's Crystal 6. Now we're on to Zelda. Oh yeah, wait, I need to get the Ice Rod first. For Trinex. So glad I remembered that. It's the only use of the Ice Rod in the game for the boss. And how are we looking on time? Probably what, at least a 125 right now?
Yeah, about a 125. That sounds about right, even for restream.
Okay. As I said, sorry this run has been so garbage, but I've tried to make it entertaining at least. We just all have those days when, you know, just can't seem to get a good run together. And we're getting the Ice Rod here. And now we're off to rescue Zelda. In the Mario dungeon, I should state. That, of course, being because it has pipes, turtles. I don't even bother with some of the tricks today. Because it's not letting me do well. Let me face that. I'm screwing up. And that's what happens when you bonk on a dead rock. Now, normally I would actually be a lot, further along, but again. For those that have, really, never figured this out, for those that really never figured out this puzzle as a kid, it's counterclockwise. And go from there back to that, because it will let me. This is the use of the Quake Medallion, which, as the name implies, well, makes an earthquake. Interesting fact that the fish that we get the quake from is actually a reference to Japanese lore. Oh, oops, almost forgot I will want that. And we're into the Mario themed dungeon. Oh, that was interesting. Well, normally you're supposed to go...
To be honest, until you said that, I never realized that this is the Mario dungeon.
Yeah,
I never would
yeah.
have thought that.
The community has basically made a joke about it a lot. Because you have chain chomps, you got chain chomps, you got pipes. Yeah, it's Mario based.
Can you say mind blown?
Now, what was really funny was seeing me actually create a Super Mario platform facing the wrong direction. That was interesting to note. And to see. Pokies do damage. And this is... If you're gonna take a death, this is the room you don't want to take a death in. And I do not want to use that with this thing. There's chain chomps. We can't kill them, but... And at least I didn't die in there, because... Those are the second hardest hitting enemy in the game. The first being with Green Male Ganon. Touching him, or getting a Ganon hug, which is essentially touching him anyway, is, well... 8 hearts of damage? Ganon really loves Link, doesn't he? And again, constant screw-ups. And if you're wondering why I'm doing that, that's because literally, as with any speedrun when you're screwing up, but luckily we'll still be underestimate. Because of that screw up, I'm gonna have to get another fairy, but... Horrible, but still. And because I've got to take a bonk here anyway, I'm going to show off some swag. Welcome to a net dash. Oops. When you just can't seem to do something good. Oh well. We'll be sub 150. Now you'll see one of the most interesting strats in the game coming up, laser skip. Basically, the lasers coming up will only damage you at the very beginning. Everything else in there, you know, doesn't have a hitbox. And even if you can't, you know, get it all the way, just taking a hit, you know, gives you enough iframes to do that. Nice. Not really needed, because I'm getting the refill up here, but... And now we're on to Trinex, the three-headed monster. Now you'll see me switching my weapon, switching to the fire rod early. That's namely due to the fact of you cannot switch weapons while you are menuing. Well, while an explosion is happening. Yeah, not the best, not the worst. While this explosion is happening. Ah, missed that, but oh well. So at 135, I'm guessing, around the time of Zelda Rescue?
I'm sorry, actually close to about sub 133.
Nice. If I can actually gold G-Tower and gold Ganon, this technically could PB. It's not gonna happen. Because Ganon's Tower still takes about like 7 minutes. But still fun. As I said, and normally you would switch to the hook shot here for this. Which, again, item dashing with the hook shot, you know, off of stairs, you know, while you're on stairs, will actually put you in a spin dash speed. Or what we like to call hook speed. Tiny bit off. But here's Ganon's Tower. So if we got any more questions from chat. Now for those randomizer fans out there for this game, here's Bob's torch. However, you will not see him in this game, because that's a randomizer exclusive effect. But yes. Yeah, missed that. Oh well. One thing I always do wonder, though, about Silverless Ganon is whether or not that was dev intended or not. But I'll explain that in a bit. Until then, we've got to go get through this tower. And, sorry, not visit the rando room. Got the bonk. That's actually a real easy to get trick. It just requires some timing. $28 arrows, okay. Oops, yeah. And now we're on to Armos on Ice. Screwed up the kill, but honestly... I'll take that just because it's technically a quick kill. Well, it's not a quick kill, but I didn't have to do the second phase of it. Crap. Bad menuing. But again, for those that actually do wonder, you know, I can actually play this game, you know, well enough of just making lots of mistakes. But again, since mimics will not change direction while you are holding out your sword, you can strafe with it. As a few people don't ever realize that, it's just a fun tip. Now, doesn't matter if you drop down, you know, go this way, what have you. Just get to this. Ah, oh well. Should be, and now we're just about to enter what the community likes to affectionately call Ganon Ball Z. Yeah, didn't know if I almost got that or not. Is it? There's a chance you can actually dash all the way through there. Chance. That is all dependent on RNG. And here's the gauntlet. Enemies start all this. You know, always start in the same locations, but how they move is all RNG. And getting at least somewhat of a decent gauntlet. Now, normally you would want to switch to Fire Rod here, if you're actually a halfway decent shot with it. However, I'm not confident enough to actually go for the Fire Rod strats. But what I will do is this, which although will change how the land mullet appear, since they will start spawning in before you enter this room. Before you enter the room, if you powder that anti-fairy... Sorry, bunny bean. It will, you know, mean you have to actually start sooner on that one. Now, you'll notice we'll use the Canis Maria on these Wizrobes, because they only take one hit to kill, and just lined up so perfectly that a single Canis Maria hit will finish them off. Here's the fire bar. Now, this is the most dangerous room in all of Ganon's Tower. You may wonder why? Well, that's because of one frame. If that door if you go up the stairs while the door is closing, it will despawn all the enemies in Ganon's Tower. That includes Aghanim. Which, since you then can't beat Ganon's Tower, you can't continue to Ganon, so basically you have to go back outside, you know, and then re-enter Ganon's Tower. And do it basically all over again. And here's Moldorm 2. Now, if I was very good, I would hover here, which is basically mashing A, you know, it's basically mashing A, well, holding A at least for 26 frames and then mashing it again. In short, basically being able to make Link look like he's hovering, because of the way the checks for falling through a pit and starting a dash are. And here's Aghanim 2. Or Geometry RNG. Because of the 3 blue ball, well, the 3 hits per. Okay, that was a screw up. And there's a double. Takes 6 hits again. And that was horrible. 4. Yep, I am screwing up. Nice patterns on... Nice actual RNG on Aghanim, as he did not give me any blue balls. And now we're on to Ganon. So what's my time? Sub 40? Sub 140? I'm betting not. So we're approaching Ganon. The fateful showdown. Basically, he says about how we beat him not once but twice in his alter ego of Aghanim. And that was horrible. Ganon landing on top of you. Not a good thing, as you can see how much health I had just lost from that hit in and of itself. Using the hook shot for its iframes. And this is why we get a fairy, too. Or screw-ups. Now, depending on Ganon's teleports... Actually, wait. I want the lamp, not the fire rod, right now. Now, normally, you should have silver arrows here, or, let me rephrase that. You can have silver arrows. I'll do that to basically be safe. That's known as torch glitch, right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't, you know, if you like the torch, the left torch here before the right torch goes out, the right torch will never go out. Now, Silverless Ganon is essentially a, crap. It's essentially, the game gives you about a handful of frames before Ganon starts to teleport, where you can actually damage him with a sword attack. We tend to use spins because, honestly, they give you more time. takes 12 hits to actually damage him. Well, to actually kill him. And there's Ganon done. Time will be as soon as I enter the Triforce room. And time. So what was my time? With all those mistakes. Set.
All right, final time was a 1:44:35. GG.
Thanks. Now, since the donation incentive for glitch credits was met, we're gonna have some fun. I think we're all gonna have some fun. But first and foremost, let's get through this Triforce conversation so I can show you all exactly how much fun this is going to be. So, first and foremost, let's try showing you just how boring the first bits of credits look after Link makes his wish. Sorry, everyone. So, these are normal credits. We don't want them. Y'all donated for some glitch credits. So, if you want to time this, you can, but it's not going to be that. But it's going to be that fast. So, I guess, you know, time would be now, and it'll be same thing if you want. But now you're wondering why I restarted a run, because this is true any %. Which allows major glitches. Basically, it's just beat the game as fast as possible. Now, ideally, you want to beat it by, you know, getting to the Triforce, or beating Ganon. In this, we don't even need to beat Ganon. There's several ways you can do that. Either A, you can clip out of bounds here and walk, you know, all around. There's a clip later on that you can clip. You know, basically, you can move one pixel at a time to get out of bounds with, or you can do what I'm gonna do, which is so easy, and I highly recommend all of you try this at home, as it's a fun little thing that you can enjoy. We'll be beating the game in another 5 minutes. So a 1:44 or sub 5 minutes. As I said, this is true major glitches. You know, this is true any % major glitches. So you'll notice that I will pick up my sword with my uncle. And I might add this, the way I'm going to be showing it is so easy that any of you can do this. Now the game has a unique property here. Now, when I do a save and quit in midair, and you know, anytime you do a save and quit in midair, the game will put you in, I guess it's what, primed exploration state. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that the best, but basically, the next time, you know, I get hit, if I get hit, you know, in a place where I could get knocked out of bounds, it will, well, knock me out of bounds. So that way I don't get hit. Ideally, you can do this any way, any place in the game, you know, but it's just faster to do that here. Now, here's the fun and the magic of this. Okay, so I just got hit out of bounds. Underneath the major layers of the game, you know, and being able to walk. Now, see, I'm now Nagas Tower. Basically, you get hit from the room where I was just hit into the wall, walk up to Nagas Tower, walk over. Now, all I have to do is hold up, and, well, we're going to beat the game. So, yeah. I highly recommend everybody trying this out. You know, just save and quit, midair, and then you know, get hit out of bounds. When you get back, I'd recommend just doing what I did. And here's Ganon. I'm already at Ganon. Now, I'm not going to touch him. Because the trigger for the Triforce is actually present there. You can walk through the Triforce. And by the way, that's time. If you were keeping time on that one. And we just beat the game again. Now, why is this important? Well, since we never rescued Zelda and never really got the game out of rain state, you know, if it's still raining, we'll get to have some fun. Now let's mash through those credits. Well, not mash through those credits, but mash through this final cutscene. And I might add, if you've got any more things to plug, you're welcome to do that now. Because we have the entire credits to get through, but it's a fun run and all. As I said, I highly recommend you all try this. Because everybody should be able to at least beat a game in under 5 minutes. Even easily. Now, since you all donated for it, here you go. Now I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this with all of you. And that's true any percent for Zelda.
Yeah, just hear that lovely rain in the background. I love how glitched this gets when you perform any percent. But just want to let you guys know, as far as schedule is concerned, we did have a few changes behind the scenes. So our next run is going to be starting off the Sonic block, but it will be another Crash. It'll be Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back any percent with Shadowy Moon. And then after that, we will have Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus with Smart Alex 0624. So we're going to be doing that here in just a few moments once we get through the credits. So stay back. Or, sorry. Okay. Stay seated, enjoy the credits, and we'll be with you in a few moments with that awesome run action.
And as I said, this is one of the runs I highly recommend you all try. It's so simple, it's so easy, and honestly, if you got 5 minutes, you can do it. And just remember, save and quit midair, go back to where you can get hit out of bounds, like where I was, have the guard hit you into a wall, and then there you go. You just walk up a few rooms, make a right, and then walk straight up. And there you go. How to beat a classic game in under a few minutes. Made easy. As I said, y'all donated for it. Y'all got to enjoy it. And I still find it amusing that the credits are in English. Pardon me on that one. But as I said, hopefully you all enjoyed it, because I enjoyed presenting it all to you. And as I've said before, this game is a very fun and very interesting speedrun. And you don't have to be perfect to get a good time in this game, or even a halfway decent time. Or heck, even a sub 2 time. Because I know I've seen a lot of people, you know, try this game, want to learn how to do it. We have excellent tutorials, a practice hack, and heck, there's always a ROM randomizer. So I hope you all stick around and watch the Crash Bandicoot 2 run. I remember playing that when I was younger. It should be an interesting run to watch. Guys, remember that one. By the way, if you did time any percent, what was my time?
Actually, it goes by so quick I didn't bother timing, unfortunately.
Cool.
But
It's cool.
it was pretty darn quick. It was definitely sub 5.
Yeah, sub 3 is basically around my PB. Actually, almost sub 250. But as I've said, it's worth actually just trying the run for fun. I mean, for anybody that's interested, try it out, check it out, see if you like it. It's basically one of those one of those things that you can have some fun with it. It allows you to actually do a lot of the boss RTA grinds and have some fun with those. Trust me, we even have leaderboards for them. As I said, check it out, see if you like the game. See if you want to do that. And again, remember to help with donating for this wonderful cause of Extra Life.
All right. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut you here because we do have some time to make up. We are a little bit behind, but thank you so much for running Legend of the Past. Or sorry, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I'll get it right. I promise.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm trying to fill it here, but
it's okay. It's
thank you so much for being in the marathon. A pleasure, and we hope to see you around next time, my friend.
As I said, that's basically how this entire run has been. So, go ahead, go the time if you need to. So let me know when I should cut stream.